Stop. Before you do anything, reach into your pocket right now and pull out a penny. Just one. Because what I'm about to tell you will make you never look at a penny the same way again. A man in 2019 found a penny in his grandmother's old tin box, and it sold for $336,000. 1 single penny. And here's the scary part. These coins are still showing up in pocket change, piggy banks, and old jars sitting in your garage right now. Today I'm revealing 10 rare Lincoln pennies that could be hiding in your collection. I'll show you exactly what to look for, where to look, and what to do if you actually find one. This isn't just for collectors, this is for anyone who's smart enough to pay attention. So hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's get into it. So before we jump into the list, you need to understand 3 things that make an ordinary penny worth serious money. Because without this, you won't know what you're even looking for. Number 1, rarity. If a mint only produced 500,000 of a coin versus 500 million, that low mintage penny is already in a different league. Supply and demand. Simple. Number 2, errors. This is where it gets exciting. Sometimes the US Mint made mistakes, doubled images, wrong metal, missing letters. These accidents? They're worth a fortune today. And they look weird. That weirdness is exactly what you're hunting for. Number 3, condition. A rare penny in perfect condition is worth 10 times more than the same penny that's scratched and worn. Condition is everything in this game. Remember these 3 words: rarity, errors, condition. Every single penny on today's list hits at least one of these. Most hit all 3. Now, let's get into the list. Penny number 1, and this one starts the list with a bang. Meet the 1909 VDB Lincoln Penny. This is the holy grail. The one every collector dreams about finding. And here's the wild story behind it. 1909 was the very first year Lincoln appeared on the penny. The designer, Victor David Brenner, put his initials VDB on the back. People complained it was too prominent. So the mint stopped production immediately. Result? Only 484,000 coins were ever made in San Francisco. Out of billions of pennies minted that year, only 484,000 had that S mint mark and those initials. Today? A circulated one sells for $700 to $1,500. A perfect uncirculated example? Over $100,000. Here's exactly what to look for. Flip your penny to the back, bottom center. Look for the tiny letters VDB. Then check the front. Under Lincoln's portrait, look for a small S mint mark. Both together? You just hit the jackpot. Penny number 2, and this one is straight out of a World War II mystery. The year is 1943. America is deep in the war. Copper is desperately needed for ammunition and military equipment. So the US Mint made a drastic decision. They switched penny production to zinc-coated steel. Every single penny made in 1943 was supposed to be steel. Gray. Magnetic. Not copper. But here's where history gets interesting. A tiny number of copper blanks from 1942 got accidentally left inside the minting machines. And before anyone noticed, a small handful of 1943 copper pennies were struck. How many exist today? Experts believe only 20 to 40 in the entire world. And the values? Absolutely insane. A 1943 copper penny sold at auction for $1.7 million. Another example fetched $372,000. These are real sales. Real numbers. Now here's your homework. Grab every 1943 penny you find and do this simple test. Hold it next to a magnet. Steel penny? It sticks. Copper penny? It doesn't. That 1-second test could literally change your life forever. Check the date. Check the magnet. And never ever throw away a 1943 penny without testing it first. Penny number 3, and this one is probably the most visually stunning error coin ever made. Meet the 1955 doubled die Lincoln Penny. Here's what happened. During production, a die, that's the stamp used to press the coin design, was accidentally misaligned and struck twice at a slight angle. The result? Every single detail on the front of the coin appears dramatically doubled. The date 1955 looks like 1955. Lincoln's portrait is doubled. The words Liberty and In God We Trust. All doubled. Crystal clear to the naked eye. No magnifying glass needed. And the mint didn't catch it immediately. Approximately 24,000 of these error pennies entered circulation before anyone noticed. Today a circulated example sells for $1,500 to $3,000. In pristine uncirculated condition? Values shoot past $50,000. Checking yours is simple. Look at the date on the front. If those numbers appear shadowed, ghosted, or clearly doubled, do not spend that penny. That beautiful mistake is pure money. Penny number 4, and this one proves that sometimes missing something makes it worth everything. Meet the 1922 plain Lincoln Penny. Also known as the 1922 No D. Here's the story. In 1922, only one mint in the entire United States produced Lincoln pennies, the Denver Mint. Which means every single 1922 penny was supposed to carry a small D mint mark on the front, just below the date. But certain dies became so worn and overused during production that they literally ground down the mint mark completely. The D disappeared. Vanished. Like it never existed. Result? A small number of 1922 pennies came out with absolutely no mint mark whatsoever. No D. Nothing. Just blank space where that letter should be. And here's why collectors go crazy for this coin. A 1922 penny without a mint mark should be impossible. It literally should not exist. But it does. And that impossibility is exactly what makes it so valuable. A circulated 1922 No D penny sells for $500 to $1,000. In higher grades? Values climb past $10,000 to $25,000. Your homework is simple. Find every 1922 penny you come across. Flip it to the front. Look directly below the date. See a D? Normal coin. See nothing? You just found something extraordinary. Never overlook an empty space again. Penny number 5, and this one has the most dramatic backstory on our entire list. Meet the 1969 doubled die Lincoln Penny. Same doubling error as the 1955, but this one is even rarer. And here's the wild part. When these coins first started appearing, the U.S. Secret Service actually got involved. Why? Because the doubling was so dramatic, so obvious, they thought people were counterfeiting pennies. Citizens were literally being investigated for possessing their own pocket change. Eventually the coins were confirmed genuine. But by then, most had already been confiscated or destroyed. How many survived? Experts believe fewer than 100 examples exist today in the entire world. The value? A 1969 doubled die sold at auction for $126,500. Another example graded MS64 red fetched over $150,000. Here's your check. Look for the small S mint mark on the front below the date that confirms San Francisco production. Then examine the words Liberty and In God We Trust carefully. Heavy dramatic doubling on those words, visible without magnification, is your green light. This coin is so rare that even experienced collectors go their entire lives without seeing one in person. Could you be the next person to find it? Penny number 6, and this one is pure key date royalty. Meet the 1914 D Lincoln Penny. No dramatic error story here. No wartime metal switch. Just cold hard mathematics working in your favor. In 1914, the Denver Mint produced Lincoln pennies, but only 1,193,000 of them. Compare that to Philadelphia that same year, which pumped out over 75 million. Denver made roughly 60 times fewer coins. That extreme low mintage created one of the most sought-after Lincoln pennies in existence. Collectors have chased this coin for over 100 years. And they're still chasing it today. The numbers speak for themselves. A heavily circulated 1914 D penny sells for $150 to $250. Fine condition jumps to $800 to $1,500. And uncirculated examples in top grades? Values explode past $50,000. Your check is straightforward. Find a 1914 penny, look below the date for that D mint mark. Small letter. Huge difference. One tiny D separates a 5-cent coin from a $50,000 treasure. Never skip a 1914 penny. Ever. Penny number 7, and this one was born during America's darkest economic chapter. Meet the 1931 Lincoln Penny. The year is 1931. The Great Depression has absolutely crushed the United States. Banks are failing. Families are starving. Nobody is spending money because nobody has money. Coin demand across the entire country collapsed almost overnight. So the San Francisco Mint made a simple business decision. Why produce millions of pennies nobody needs? That year San Francisco minted only 866,000 Lincoln pennies. Less than 1 million. For an entire year. For an entire country. That decision made history. Today the 1931 sits among the most recognized key dates in the entire Lincoln Penny series. Collectors worldwide have pursued this coin for nearly a century, and supply never catches up with demand. A circulated 1931 penny currently sells for $80 to $150. Better grades push $300 to $600. And pristine uncirculated examples in top condition? Values reach $5,000 to $15,000. Your check is simple. Find a 1931 penny, look below the date for the mint mark. The Great Depression created poverty for millions. But for you today, it quietly created a treasure worth thousands. History has a funny way of paying back. Penny number 8, and this one is the exact opposite of penny number 2. Meet the 1944 steel penny. Remember 1943? The year the mint switched from copper to steel for the war effort? Well, by 1944 the war situation had changed. Copper was available again. So the mint switched right back to copper production. But history repeated itself in reverse. A small number of leftover steel blanks from 1943 were accidentally still sitting inside the minting machines. Before anyone caught the mistake, a tiny handful of 1944 steel pennies were struck and released into circulation. How rare are we talking? Experts estimate only 35 examples exist worldwide. 35 coins. On the entire planet. The values are staggering. A 1944 steel penny sold at auction for $408,000. Another example fetched $180,000. Your test is identical to the 1943 copper penny, just reversed. Grab every 1944 penny you find and test it with a magnet. Copper penny? Doesn't stick. Steel penny? Sticks immediately. Same 1-second test. Same life-changing potential. Never underestimate a 1944 penny again. Penny number 9, and this one proves that amazing errors didn't stop in the 1950s. Meet the 1972 doubled die Lincoln Penny. Now you already understand doubled die errors from penny number 3. But here's why the 1972 version deserves its own spotlight on this list. While the 1955 doubled die is famous and expensive, most people know to look for it. But the 1972 doubled die? Millions of people have passed right over it. Spent it. Lost it forever. Simply because they didn't know it existed. Here's what happened. A working die used at the Philadelphia Mint was hubbed twice at a significant rotational shift. The result was dramatic and unmistakable doubling across the entire obverse, the front face of the coin. The date 1972 appears strongly doubled. Liberty is doubled. In God We Trust is doubled. Lincoln's eye and portrait show clear separation. Approximately 75,000 of these error pennies entered circulation before the mistake was discovered and stopped. Today a circulated example sells for $100 to $300. In uncirculated mint state condition values jump to $500 to $1,000. And top-graded examples certified by PCGS or NGC? They've crossed $10,000 at major auctions. Your check is straightforward. Pull out every 1972 penny with NO mint mark, that means Philadelphia. Then examine the date and the word Liberty under magnification. Strong clear doubling means strong clear money. This error is still out there waiting. Are you looking hard enough? Penny number 10, and this one is the most exciting entry on our entire list. Because this is the only penny where you have a real shot today. Neat modern error pennies struck from 1980 all the way to right now. Here's the truth nobody tells you. The US Mint produces billions of pennies every single year. And with billions of strikes happening daily, mistakes still happen. Regularly. Errors slip through quality control and land directly into everyday circulation. What are you hunting for? 4 major categories. Off-center strikes, where Lincoln's image is dramatically shifted, sometimes almost completely off the coin. Values range $25 to $300 depending on severity. Die caps and brockages, bizarre mishap and coins that got stuck in machinery. Worth $200 to $1,000. Wrong planchet errors, pennies accidentally struck on dime or foreign coin blanks. These fetch $1,000 to $5,000. Double denominations, extraordinarily rare. Values exceeding $10,000 to $30,000. Here's your advantage. These errors exist in coins minted this year. Coins sitting in your change jar right now. You don't need old coins. You don't need inherited collections. You just need to pay attention. The mint is still making mistakes. Are you catching them? Alright, you now know exactly what to look for. Now let me show you how to check your pennies like a professional. Step 1. Get a magnet. Costs nothing. Tests your 1943 and 1944 pennies instantly. This single tool could identify $1 million coin in secco. Step 2. Get a magnifying glass. 5x to 10x magnification. Check every date carefully. Hunt for doubling, missing mint marks, and die errors. Step 3. Sort by date first. Pull out every penny from 1909 through 1972. These are your priority coins. Examine every single one. Step 4. Never clean your coins. Ever. Cleaning destroys value permanently. A dirty rare penny is worth thousands. A cleaned rare penny is worth nothing. Step 5. When in doubt, get it graded. Submit suspicious coins to PCGS or NGC. Professional authentication protects your investment completely. 5 simple steps. 0 excuses. Your treasure hunt starts right now. And there you have it, 10 rare Lincoln pennies that could be hiding in your pocket change right now. Let me do a quick recap. The 1909 VDB Holy Grail of pennies. The 1943 copper and 1944 steel wartime accidents worth millions. The 1955 and 1969 doubled dies, mint mistakes that made history. The 1922 No D, 1914 D, and 1931 S key dates worth thousands. The 1972 doubled die, the overlooked fortune. And modern errors happening right now, today. Here's your challenge. Go check your pennies today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Right now. And if you find something that looks suspicious, drop it in the comments below. Send me a photo. Our entire community will help you identify it. If this video opened your eyes, share it with someone who deserves to find a treasure. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Because next week we're doing the same thing with quarters. And trust me, you do not want to miss that one.